Hello, Ted here. Uh, just wanted to talk about a few things. First, let's start with some things that are going to be happening on the channel and in the future for games. So right now we're having some games start up. Hunter the Vigil will be starting up probably next week or the week after. I'm going to run that game, and we have 4 players already. But start looking for that. Just a sneak peek. It actually is set in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, in 1994. Um, so yeah, hopefully next week we're gonna get around to that one. Start that up. I don't know how long it'll last as far as session length. It just depends on how the characters survive and whatnot. So yeah, that's coming up. What else? We have a new Song of Ice and Fire campaign, which is also myself running that one. And it is going to be a pretty big game. We're going to have 2 houses, potential for PvP and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to that one, just kind of herding the cats for all the players and looking for one more player. So if you're out there and you want to play and you're reliable, and we'll get into that upcoming. But yeah, that one's coming up in probably a couple weeks or start doing house creation and stuff like that. So probably it's going to be a little while before the game actually kicks off. Some people have some real life things going on right now too. So and then of course we have the old reliables. So Star Wars Inception still going strong. We had a session this week for that one. And we Pendragon should be next week, potentially. So those 2 games are still going as well. And yeah, so those are the games we have going right now. And so just stick in there, hang in there with us. And if you're interested in getting into a game with us, let me know. Just you can comment on the YouTube channel, or you can go to fellowshipofthedice.org, or what's really dicefellowship.org, and go ahead and send Tetnock a PM. And so yeah, let's talk about some of the channel things. Other than that, we'll be doing a little bit of rebranding here coming in the near future. I don't want to give too much away, but feel like we need to actually kind of separate ourselves a little bit from the play-by-post site. And so I mean, we'll always have some sort of connection to those guys, but yeah. So we'll be doing some rebranding, some relogo stuff. We have a forum now that's really in its infancy, but yeah, you can go there. I will post a link to that forum in the description of this post. So all my players, go sign up for the forum so we can talk there. So we're not always missing each other on Discord. Right, so please do that. Also, I guess that's really all I had for kind of site business. Just kind of also wanted to talk about something that's really been irritating me lately, particularly, but has forever probably. And that's getting new players, trying to find that player that's going to stick, trying to find that player that wants to play and is invested in your games, right? So it seems like there's 4 different player types. Okay, the first is someone who's very invested in the game, will not only playing the game, setting up their character, setting up any games they run, all the outside information that goes along with those games, such as if you build a wiki or whatever. Just building descriptions of their characters, backgrounds, stuff like that. They respond to you in a more than timely manner most of the times. Those people are grade A, diamonds in the rough, and you hold on to them, those people, as much as you possibly can, right? I feel that a lot of our core players are those people for sure, right? And I think everybody knows who those people are. And then there's your very good players. They might not be as responsive. They might not have as much time outside of actually playing to do things related to the game, build backgrounds. They might be slower in doing those things, but they're still very good players, and we have a lot of those too. Then you have the person that is just going to show up for the game, right? They're not going to do anything else. It's going to be hard to actually, pin them down on when they can play. They might flake out quite a bit. They're players that you really only tolerate, and I don't have anybody like that really. And it's just, why are they doing it, right? They do it because they have some sort of need to role play, but they don't want to put any work into it. Then you have really what this video is about, right? And this video is about players that come to you, right, responding to an ad or whatever of your games, and they literally either they literally send you a message, you respond, and you never hear from them again, right? Whatever. That's annoying, but it's not that big a deal. Then you have people who respond and enter into a dialogue with you, and then after days or weeks of conversing, they just disappear. Those are the worst, the worst players, without a doubt, right? They clearly, yeah, in probably a few cases there's a valid reason for that, but usually they just decide they're not going to do it, or they don't want to do it after having. And it's not like, something along the lines of, they say, this game's not really for me. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about they're like, okay, next week we're going to meet and talk about your character, or we're going to play, and they don't show up. You hear from them again. That shit happens all the time, and that's why it's really, really hard to find players for games. And I see people saying all the time that they're looking for games. Sorry, excuse me. You look on the Roll20 forum, and they're like, players, I can't get into games. I can't get into games. I can't get into games. Any good player can get in a game. There clearly are less GMs than there are players, but that does not matter. A good GM wants good players. And if you can prove yourself as a good player, then you're not going to have trouble getting in the game. It's like if you're a highly skilled or educated in your field, you're going to get a job, right? More than likely. Because as a GM, it's not like, if we're using an analogy that we're an employer and you are the, you're the employee. Well, I want good employees. Of course, that's not really what it is. It's cooperative and all that, but that analogy still holds true, right? I want good players. I want players that are involved, right? I don't want players that I can't get a hold of. I don't want players that, give me problems. I certainly don't want, look, if you ask me to be in my game and then all of a sudden disappear, I will never let you into a game of mine again, ever. If you disappear without, people have good reason, right? And play by post, this happens, and it's okay, really. It's like, hey, I have to do this. I'm going to be gone for months. You can even be gone for months, whatever. That's fine. But if you just disappear and you don't have a valid reason for that, then you're done, right? And I don't think people like that should be playing games. What's the point, right? Just to go and waste people's time, because that's all you're doing. You're wasting the GM's time. You're wasting your own time, unless you're just trolling them. I don't really get it, right? So this is the fight that it's like an eternal fight, right? And it's I don't really understand why people do this, right? If you're not okay, if you talk to me and I explain what's going on, what the game's about, blah blah blah, and you don't like it, that's fine. That's no problem. But just disappear and not say anything and whatever, it's bullshit. And you should have a little bit more. Everybody are real people, right? I mean, yeah, the internet gives you some anonymity, right? But it's still my time. I put my time into doing this. I have a lot of other things I could be doing, right? Um, and I have a lot. I don't need this bullshit. So I guess it's just a frustration for me. And I'm looking for one more player in a game of mine, the Song of Ice and Fire game, the new one. And I don't know I have some potential people that seem like they might be for really interested, for really. They look like they're actually really might be interested. We'll see. Because it's like something of 10 to 1, right? You talk to 10 people, and one of them might end up being good enough to accept. And I'm not trying to be elitist or anything, but I expect a certain level of commitment to playing, right? We're doing this together. We're all spending our time, and the GM spends way more time than a player, right? Getting all this stuff ready. So, I mean, shit, man. I mean, I don't need to waste any more time talking to people who are acting like they want to play and then just disappear. So don't do that. Do not do that. What else? I guess that's it on my spiel about players. And that being said, I really want to thank my players who are, by far and away just great. And I've had really no problems with any of my players, even the ones that still aren't playing. I've had some time zone problems, right? And that kind of stuff happens. There's no hard feelings on that kind of stuff, not at all. But communication is key, and I think Discord is pretty good at that, right? But that's why I say, my players, please go to the the forum. I'm not going to name it here quite yet, but go there. You know what it is. I've sent you the link. Sign up for it, and just maybe this do a topic, subscription. So you see posts there, and we're not doing play by post or anything. It's just for talking about the games, right? So I don't have to I need to talk to this person and this person and this person. It's just it's hard to get everybody in one location. So if you go to that forum and you just post your answers to questions or whatever, that would be great. Yeah, so look for some new videos coming next week, probably. Hopefully we'll have a few games next week. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you soon. Bye.